respected teachers, judges, elite guardians, and my dear all friends. Take my salam. Assalamu alaikum. Today is our grand presentation day. First, I want to introduce myself. I'm Jannatul Mawa. I'm 11 years old. I live in Konabari, Gajipur, Deolabari, and more exact. I'm a proud student of Star Forlik English Version School, and I study in class 4. Today, I would like to tell you about biodiversity. I have made a project. Dear audience, see, that is my project. Dear judges, see, that is my project, and that is about biodiversity. That is polar biodiversity, that is agricultural biodiversity, that is desert biodiversity, that is river biodiversity, that is deciduous forest biodiversity, and that is rainforest biodiversity. First, I will tell you about biodiversity. Do you know what is biodiversity? Biodiversity describes the richness and variety of life on Earth. It is the most complex and important feature of our planet. Without biodiversity, life would not sustain. The terms of biodiversity was coined in 1985. It is important in nature as well as artificial ecosystem. It deals with nature's variety. There are three different types of biodiversity. They are species biodiversity, genetic biodiversity, and ecological biodiversity. First, I will tell you about species biodiversity. Species diversity refers to the different species found in a particular area. It is the biodiversity of most basic level. Now I will tell you about genetic biodiversity. It refers to the variation among the genetic resources of the organisms. Every individual of a particular species differ from each other in their genetic constitutions. That is why every human looks different from each other. Now I will tell you about ecological biodiversity. An ecosystem is a collection of living and non-living organisms and interaction with each other. Ecological biodiversity provides not only food, living together and connected by food chains and food webs. Now I will tell you about different types of biodiversity. First, I will tell you about agricultural biodiversity. Agricultural biodiversity is a broad term that includes all components of biological diversity relevant to food and agriculture. Agricultural biodiversity provides not only food and income but also raw materials for clothing, shelter, medicine, breeding new varieties, and perform other services such as maintenance of soil fertility and boita. Now I will tell you about river biodiversity. River is an important habitat for a large variety of plants and animals. Fish, amphibians, birds, insects, invertebrates, and reptiles live in the river or find their food there. Now I will tell you about rainforest biodiversity. Tropical rainforests are unique in the high level of biodiversity they exhibit. Around 40% to 75% of all aquatic species relevant to food relevant to rainforest. Rainforests are the home of half of all living animals and plants. The tropical rainforests have been called the jewels of the earth and world largest forests because over 1/4 of natural medicines have been discovered within them. Now I will tell you about polar biodiversity. The variability among living organisms in the polar ecosystem, physical characteristics important for structuring the polar biodiversity include extreme seasonality with dramatic annual variation in installation. The characteristics of polar ecosystem are long winter, ice caps, low level of biodiversity, ice sheets, temperature below freezing. Now I will tell you about deciduous forest biodiversity. The deciduous woodland have moderate biodiversity. There is no temperature extreme the moderate rainfall throughout the year. Many plants can survive in this climate, but not as many as the tropical rainforest. Rainforests are deciduous forest trees that lose their leaves at the end of each growing season. It is located in eastern North America, western Europe, and northeastern Asia. Some of the most common animals are giraffe, deer, kangaroo, zebra, etc. Now I will tell you about desert biodiversity. The biodiversity life in desert are based upon organisms to survive without a very supply of water. Whether hot or cold, the biodiversity of the desert is very low. In a hot desert, plant can survive of cacti. Many birds, camels, mammals, lizards, reptiles and insects live in the desert. Deserts cover 20% of territory on Earth. They are found in every continent. Some threats to in hot desert are climate change, wildfires, overgrazing, desert tourism. Dear judges and dear audience, that's all about my presentation. Hope you all enjoy it. No more today. Please pray for me. Thank you all. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.